halls of a Four Seasons loft. In Austin, I stalled, paused. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected off the mirrors and pit, click, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindling the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Thursday the 20th, the week before Thanksgiving. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I know that I'm needing to go to the doctor. I think I'm just decided that's what I'm going to do. I'm just at the point now where I've tried to fight this thing for the last week. But I'm over it. I'm just gonna go because I'm feeling good and I don't feel good and it's just insane. So I just need to go ahead. I thought I could just take some over the counter meds and make myself feel better, but that's not the case. So I'm gonna go ahead and break down and go see the main guy, the doctor. So gonna go check him out and do that. So that's because I was supposed to be at Y&B today. But I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm just gonna stay home, and supposed to do training today, so I'm not gonna do that either. I'm just gonna chill out at the house. So, anyway, hope everybody else is doing good. Hope you're having a good day. Of course, the Thunder took care of business last night against the Kings, doing what we do. Even though we played like crap, we did not play good at all. The Thunder still took care of business, and that's part of when you are a good team. That's what you do. You play bad, but you still win the game. And the Thunder won 113-99, improving to 15-1, which means that since the beginning of last year, we are 83-15. Yeah, I said that right. We're 83-15 since last year, beginning of last year. Because remember, we were 68-14, and we've won. We won 15 games this year, so when you add that up, that's what it comes out to. So you got to appreciate what the Thunder have done and what the Thunder are doing this year as far as winning the games we're supposed to win, beating the teams that we're supposed to beat. And that's part of a championship team is when you play like crap, you don't play well, but you still you still win the games that you're supposed to do. And I will say this, I just didn't think watching the game last night, how do I say this? It was like weird. We were turning it over. This is the second game in a row we had 16 turnovers. You know what I mean? But, when the Kings are shooting 8 for 28, we were 10 for 38. And we just shot, we had 1 point in the third quarter, 6 for 29, I believe. Yeah, 6 for 29 at 1 point in the third quarter. And then, of course, Lou Dort, just stepped up and won the game for us. I just think about what we are, what we have to be, and what our opportunities are. And it's like, who are we? And you know who we are? We're a very good team. That's who we are. We're a very good basketball team. Why? Because of the things that we bring to the table and the things that we are offering people, and this is it. I just look at the fact that, let me see. I just look at what we are building, and what is that? This is the thing. When I look at our team, okay, and I look at what we are, this is our record, okay. This is what we're doing. And when you think of who we have, what we have to offer, and that we shoot 46% from the field, we out rebound them by 5. They shoot 44. Points in the paint, 52 to 48. And we had 16 turnovers for the second game in a row and still win by double digits both games. We get outscored in bench 46 to 29. And this is the thing. J-Dub has missed 16 games this year. We're 15 and 1. Lou Dort has missed 5 games. We're 15 and 1. Isaiah Joe has missed 5 games. We're 15 and 1. Chet has missed 4 games. 15 and 1. Aaron Wiggins has missed 6 games. 15 and 1. Alex Caruso has missed 4 games. Really 5 games because he only played 4 minutes the other night, 3 minutes. So that's a miss. He didn't play. Cason Wallace missed 1 game. Actually, he hadn't played in the fourth quarter. Let me see, what is that? 8 times. 8 times he has not played in the fourth quarter. 8 times he has not played in the fourth quarter. And when you think of what that means a lot. That means that, hey, that you're doing what you've got to do offensively, but you're winning the game on the defensive side. That's where we're winning the games. That's when you play terrible and you have 16 turnovers, but you still win the game by double digits. Because last year we were beating people 12.4 points a game, and now we're at 15. And think about this. This is without Wiggins, without Kendrick Williams, without J-Dub. We are 15 and 1. Okay? I mean, think about that. We're not even remotely healthy. And I don't want to include Topic, but I guess you have to include him. But still, that being said, look at where you are and look at what you're doing as a team. Box score-wise, Hartenstein, even though he only had 4 points, I thought he played really good because of the simple fact of what he brought to us, what he brought to the table last night defensively. Altering shots, getting his hands on offensive rebounds. He had 4 offensive rebounds last night. That's 8 to 12 points. Let me see. Yeah, 8 to 12 points is what he gave us. An additional 8 to 12 points by getting the 4 offensive rebounds. Those are the things that iHeart brings. So even though he did not score last night, I think the ability of what he was doing for us defensively, passing the ball, he only had 3 assists, but the way that he was handling the offense, setting screens, it's all the little things that I look at that people don't really look at. That makes the difference to me. Chet, 21 points in 31 minutes. Efficient, 10 for 15. A little bit better from the three-point line. He struggled 1 for 5, but he had 7 rebounds, 6 turnovers. And I think Chet he's just turned the corner to me. SGA, 36 minutes, 33 points. 33 points in 36 minutes. What you got to do? 12 for 24 from the field. And at one point last night, he was 8 for 14. And then he missed a couple. He came back in the game, and he missed a couple of short shots, missed 2 layups, which he doesn't miss, and which was shocking. So he went, he was 8 for 14. So he went 4 out of his last 10, which is still 40%. But for him, that's horrible. He did not play well. 1 for 3 from 3, shot 8 for 10 from free throw line, missed 2 uncharacteristic free throws, which he very rarely ever misses. He shoots 90%. Well, now he's down to 89. 6 defensive rounds, 2 offensive rebounds, but he didn't play well at all. Lou Dort, other than the 3 threes or 4 threes that he made in the fourth quarter, he did not play well at either. But defensively, he does what he does. Now, I don't like the fact that he's getting 4 fouls, and some of his fouls are just dumb, and which I believe is what kept him from being all defense up until last year, is because you can't be one of the top defenders in the league and make the stupid mistakes you make that he filed, the stupid fouls that he does during the game. That's not all defense, making dumb fouls. Every game you get 1 dumb foul a game. That's not our defensive team, and that's why Dort hadn't made it. But did he deserve to be last year? Hell yes. Did he deserve to be the year before? Hell yes. Did he deserve to be the year before? Hell yes. The year before? Yes. But it's only until we started winning and people start seeing us that our players start getting the recognition that they deserved. Cason Wallace is just a monster. Love me some Cason. Did he have a steal? He only had 1 steal last night. and he's been averaging 2.3 steals a game, which lead in the NBA in steals. He's just phenomenal. And SGA is back. He had 2 steals last night. Remember, he was top 5 in steals last year. So you look at what these two guys do. You look at what Dort and Kaysen, and then when you add Alex Caruso to the list, it makes all the difference what you can see and what they bring, simply because of their ability to play defense, to get their hands in the passing lane, to create opportunities in the turnovers. Because as I've told you before, turnovers equal transitional baskets, which equal what? Flow of the game. Long shots, contested shots. Long shots equal long rebounds, equal transitional baskets, equal flow of the game. That's where the Thunder are tremendous, is in those two aspects. But it's mainly in the steals and doing that. And you look at Caruso and what he's done. Jay Will, please make some threes, bro. You're shooting 20% of whatever from the three. You got to make some free throws. You got to start making free throws. Not free throws, 3-pointers. You're shooting wide open threes, and we're going to go over his stats in a minute. But that's my deal with him. Make some shots, bro. All you're out there to do is play defense. You don't take charges like you used to. Like when you first came in, you were trying to make the team. You were taking charges and doing all this. Now you got your contract, can't make shots and trying to be all cool with your passes. Don't be cool. Just make basic stuff. Don't go without past what you're capable of just to get highlights and clicks, please. Caruso, 2 points, 1 for 7, 0 for 5. He did not shoot the ball well at all in 21 minutes. But he's Caruso, getting his hands on ball, doing the things that he does. He had no steals last night, but got his hands in deflections on multiple balls last night. Isaiah Joe, 1 for 5, bro. If you can't make threes, can't keep you in the game. Like all these people who don't watch the Thunder are like, oh, Isaiah Joe, and he's a two-way player. No, he's not. He's a shooter. He's a shooter. And if he's not making shots, he's a liability defensively. And I'm a huge Isaiah Joe fan. I was a huge fan when we got him 3 years ago now. I was excited that we got him from Philly. I was pumped up and just really ecstatic about that. And I'm glad that we got him, and what he has brought to this team is unbelievable. A.J. Mitchell, 0 for 3 from the three. He's got to start making threes. But what he brings to us offensively, being able to handle the ball, he had 6 assists, 4 turnovers, way too many. But we were just 16 turnovers is way too many turnovers for our team and what we do. It just is. It just is. And then when you look at our shooting percentage, here's the thing that bothers me. Jay Will, 25% from 3. A.J. Mitchell, 30% from 3. Isaiah Joe, 39%. He's just slowly dropping. He was at 47%, 46% at one time, 48, something like that. And he's dropped all the way down to 39% from 3. But he is a shooter. Shooters are streaky. But those are the things that you've got to match up. Chet, 38.5, SGA, 38.5. The way that they're both shooting the 3, that helps. And remember, considering where SGA started compared to where he is now, it makes all the difference in the world. But SGA, 52%, once again, 30 and 50. Remember, we've talked about this. 30 and 50. The only people to do that has been him and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan did it 5 consecutive years. This is the 4th year in a row that he'll be able to average 30 and shoot 50. Michael did it for 5 consecutive years. Now, where he's doing is the 30-50 with the assists. Those are the things that take him to another level with the 4 or 5 assists and the 1 or 2 steals. Now, is he the best player in the league? That's still Jokic. But like I said, he should have been the MVP the last two years in a row. He should have been, to me. And once again, Jokic is putting up historical numbers and doing great numbers and all that's great and fantastic. But when they go head-to-head, which is what I always say is the determining factor in MVP voting. Not what he does against everybody else, but what did he do against the guy who was his competitor, who was the guy that he was in competition for? Or the other 2 guys. What did they do head-to-head? To me, that's the determining factor in the MVP vote. You can't go by, SGA had 30 points and, 15 rebounds and, whatever assists, whatever, against Golden State and against Charlotte Hornets. That's great. Jokic, that's great. But what did you do against the Denver Nuggets? What did you do against Jokic? Not against him, but his team. What did you do against his team? Jokic. What did you do against Oklahoma City? Those are the things to me that make the difference in the MVP voting. Not what you do against somebody else. Head to head, what happened? Head to head, what were your numbers? Head to head, did your team beat his team? Don't give me well, his team's better. No, you're saying that they're right there close together, which we'll see here in just a second what the numbers are. So I don't want to hear that nonsense. SGA 52, 38, and 89, which of course I'm promoting him to be, or what I'm wanting him to be, is average 30, shoot 50, shoot 40, shoot 90. 50% from the field, 40% from three, and 90% from the line. I mean, to me, you do that and you basically win the Western Conference again, have the best record again. You do 50, 40, 90, which has only been done by a couple of people, and I think averaging 30 has only been done by one other person, I believe, and he won the MVP that year. Average 30, shoot 50% from the field, 40 from three, and 90 from the line. That's Steph. So if we're winning again by 10, 12, whatever it is, we're dominating again. And he averages 30, shoots 50% from the field, 40% from three, and 90% from the line. Plus, he has the record for the most 20-point games in a row. And currently, remember, next Friday night, guys, he will tie Wilt Chamberlain for second all-time at 92 consecutive 20-point games next Friday against the Suns at home. He will tie that record. Now, he's going to break it against the Blazers in Portland that Sunday. But next Friday night, so everybody make sure you're at the game next Friday night against the Suns where SGA ties. Because Wednesday night, our next home game is Wednesday against the T-Wolves. And then we have that game against the Suns where he will tie Wilt Chamberlain for the most 20-point games in a row, and he'll be second all time. That's huge. That's huge. Chet, 20 points a game. His average is going up. 59, basically 60% from the field, 38% from three, 80% from the line. Have no issues, 86% from the line. Have no issues with Chet. He's playing magnificent. He really, really is. And the fact he's not blocking as many shots, all that tells me is he's what? He's intimidating people. He's altering shots. He's causing people not to shoot the ball. He's clogging up the lane. And that's the thing that I think that Isaiah Hartenstein did, or Einhart did really well last night, was that. Mitchell, 16 points a game. His average is slowly dropping, which I think it'll probably drop when we get J-Dub back and Wiggins back. It'll probably drop another 2 to 3 points. He should be around 14. I'm thinking 13, 12 to 14-ish, 12 to 14, somewhere around there when J-Dub gets back. And he'll be a nice addition with J-Dub being able to handle the ball. 44% from the field, 30% from three, 91% from the line and free throw line. But the 30% from three just bothers me. Dude, you have got to be a better shooter from the three-point line. We've got to have you do that because of what he's doing for us and what we're needing him to do. It's just we've got to have that. He's not giving us what we need. He's just not. And we've got to have that out of him in order for us to go to the level that we need to go to. We have to have him knock down threes because especially if he's going to be on the floor with SGA, then what we need from him is the ability to knock down three-point shots. Give the ball up, find a spot, and knock it. But, of course, he wants to drive to the basket and do the nice little pull-ups from 6 to 8 feet. But he's got to develop that part of his game. Once he does that, being able to develop that three, he's just going to be a crazy addition to our team. Aaron Wiggins, of course, is not playing. He's hurt. Isaiah Joe, 14 points. His average is dropping, 42% from the field, 39% from three. His average is slowly dropping, which is what happened the last couple of years with him. I don't know what it is with him, but like he took a shot from 40 feet out. What the hell you doing? You ain't made a shot yet and you're shooting from 50 feet out? Get your ass inside. I think Isaiah Joe needs to stay at the three-point line, and they're knocking him off the line. And he's not getting his shot off. And that's the thing with Dort. Same thing, is that you got to shoot wide-open shots, not trying to get shots up to get shots up, but it's the right shot. But then he also knows if I'm not making shots, I'm not playing. Talking about Isaiah Joe. He understands that. iHeart 12.4, 68% from the field, 64% from or 68% from the line. Uh, my thing with iHeart is this. I mean, what we've done for him in his offensive game and allowed him to be more versatile has made all the difference that we need as a organization and as a team to watch. Hey, baby, to watch his development as a player on the offensive side. Defense, he's amazing. Rebounds, he's amazing. But if he can give you some points and give you, 10 points, 12 points a game. Remember last year, he was averaging what? 10 points, 11 points a game, and it dropped to like 6 or 8 during the playoffs, which he took less of a role, which I think bothered our chemistry. I think he needed to continue his role. He wasn't even really hardly looking to shoot. So he's got to change that. Kaysen, he's just getting better. 8.9, 41% from the field, 35% from three, 90% from the line. You can't, I just love Kaysen Wallace. I love me some Kaysen and what he's, where's your toys at? Huh? But anyway, what he's developing into the player, and everybody talks, well, he needs to score more points. No, he doesn't. I think Kaysen is doing great, doing what he's doing. He's playing defense, which we need, and he knocks down some shots when he needs. Now, 3-point line, yeah, he needs to improve his 3-point shooting. Like I said, the same thing to me is with A.J. Mitchell. You got to improve your 3-point shooting. You need to be in around 40%. But 37% is not bad, but he needs to be in the middle to high 40s, at least in the lower 42 to 46. He needs to be around. I'll give him 41 to about 45%, because he's wide open. He's wide open. And if he can start knocking down threes, that's going to make all the difference in the world to the Thunder in the playoffs because of what he brings to you defensively. If he can give you some offense too, that will make all the difference. Lou Dort, not shooting the ball well. And, again, he hurt his shoulder, so that's going to affect his shooting. So you can't beat Dort up too much. But, we got to get him back healthy so he can knock down shots. But you got to win the games. You got to win. And everybody plays hurt. It is what it is, and his numbers may suffer a little bit because he is hurt. But those are things that you're going to have to live with as a team. Jay Will, 32% from the field, 25%. It's like last night. Why aren't you dunking the ball? You're 6'11". Why aren't you dunking the ball? I don't get that. You try to shoot a layup, and you missed the layup. Now, you made the 2 free throws, but that should have been and one. What are you doing? What are you doing? Those are the things to me that separate him. He went from just doing anything to make the team to now he's made the team. He's got a ring. Now, he's out there having fun, which is cool. But, bro, go back to taking charges, number one. Number two, do what? Knock down threes. If you're shooting 40% from three, you're going to get way more playing time than here. You're going to get way more playing time if you're knocking down threes. Ace is being a little pain right now. He's wanting all the attention, and he's mad. He's mad at me because I was sick, so I wasn't giving him his love and playing time. Big boy, here, I'm going to give you your last one here. Here's your last one. Here, go away. Start locking the door on you. Anyway, that's my thing with him. We need more of him out in that situation. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over at SRB. They love to take care of you, take care of all your needs. Hook those guys. Those guys love to take care of you. SRB, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county. As we always say, who the hell does not like clean drinking water? Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, those are the dudes that you want to hit up. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912, which is where we were supposed to be today, but it's raining and I don't take my equipment out in the rain. And number two, I just don't feel that great. But anyway, they are the bank that makes things happen. You can pre-qualify online, They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. OK.com, or you can go to one of their 5 locations, the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma, or 66 steps from US 66, YB Eastwards off the Parkway and 39th Expressway, or US 66. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road, YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, and I-40. They're in the great city of Yukon, just in front of the Fairfield Hotel and the hospital. Can't miss it right there, just south of I-40. YB Peoples, located on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. Cannot miss it. Peoples, YB Peoples. Gotta love that place. And then the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. Can't explain to you guys how good this stuff smells. It's fantastic. And as they always say, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. And we do. And we try. And that's what we're about. Always. Picking the best for your best. So if you've got a significant other, male or female, hey, if you're a woman, and you go by the Penn Square Mall, the West Dillard store, you pick up some perfume, hey, just go walk down the hallway and go to the east side to the men's and pick up some of their stuff. It's so good. And my guy Gary Vick always tells me, every time I walk into Dillard's, you can just, the smell of Creed cologne just pops out at you when you come in from the mall. It pops out at him. I just laugh at him all the time about it. It's crazy because you can't. I walked in and I was like, oh, man, you can't smell it. And it's because the Creed counter's right there to your left as you walk in from the mall at the East Dillards. The Woodland Hills Mall, we're going to be there tomorrow. Hopefully, if it's not raining, we'll be there tomorrow for to do our opening, our inaugural show there. And we're going to try to go at least once every couple months. No, Ace, no. We're going to go there at least every couple of months to go and promote the Tulsa store there. Town East Mall in Wichita, maybe someday we'll go there tomorrow. Would have been a pretty good day to go there because I'm off tomorrow. And then Oak Park Mall in Overland Park, Kansas. Kansas City, unless I go to Kansas City, that's not going to happen. If we do that, that'll have to be on a Sunday or an odd day for us to do that. Park Plaza Mall in Little Rock. I love Little Rock. We may go there maybe once, maybe we'll see. I have to talk to Tanya about doing that maybe once a year. We might go to Little Rock once a year, to Overland Park once a year, to Wichita, so we'll see how that works. Lubbock, unless I go see my goddaughter, Courtney, I don't know if, and her husband, I don't know if I'm going to make that trip. Westgate Mall in Amarillo, Texas, working on that as well. Now, last night in the association, the scores were like this. The Rockets took care of the Cavs, which shouldn't surprise anybody. The Cavaliers have a squad, and you need to worry about Houston, as I've said. I worry about the Rockets because of the simple fact of what they have to offer. They're a scary team. They're big. They're athletic. They play defense. They're going to be a tough team to navigate through because they're linked defensively. And Amen Thompson gives SJ all kind of headaches. He just does. But they took care of the Cavs last night by 10. The Hornets and the Pacers took care of business. What a shock. They got to win. Congratulations. I feel sorry for them. I mean, losing Miles Turner and Hallie, that's a hard thing to overcome. They're not deep like the Thunder because like we went over the numbers earlier. J-Dub, we're 15-1. J-Dub hadn't played this year. We're 23-1 without him, which is just insane. What our record is without him, it's just crazy. But we keep winning without him because who? It was Isaiah Joe. It was Cason Wallace last year. It's been A.J. Mitchell this year. When we've been able to develop somebody who can come in and play, and A.J. Mitchell I really like because he's a ball handler, and we need that, especially with that second unit starting in the second quarter. The Raptors 121, Sixers 112. Like I said, Sixers aren't going to beat anybody without Joel Embiid. They have to have Embiid. They're not going to beat people. They're not. They've got a good squad, but you've got to have that guy, and they do not have him. And every team that is successful has a big guy or has two guys who are dominant. You look at the Celtics, you had Brown and you had Tatum. You look at us, we have Chet, and then we had Ihart and made all the difference. You look at the Nuggets, they had Jokic. So these are teams, and when you look at the Warriors, when they won, they had Steph and Clay. And, of course, Draymond played in the middle, but you have to have some sort of inside presence defensively and be committed to that in order to get W's. The Warriors lost to the Heat. The Thunder beat the Kings, of course. The Wizards Lost to the T-Wolves. T-Wolves are coming along. They're getting there little by little, but they don't scare me. Randall, I don't think he can get something done for 4 games. Remember, in the playoffs, you have to beat somebody 4 times. The Rockets make me nervous. The Nuggets, like I said, we should have beat them 4-1 last year. We should have beat them. Should have went for 7 games. Too much stuff can go wrong. The Nuggets beat the Pelicans by 7. Jokic with another triple-double, which, okay, you had a triple-double. But the difference is you're playing the fourth quarter. SJ is not. You're playing the fourth quarter. SJ is not playing the fourth quarter. And then you look at the Knicks and the Mavs. The Knicks took care of business. And let me say something, Tim Legler. You were a shooter. You have no business talking about offensive moves like he hooked him last night. That's a hook. That's a straight-up foul. Oh, well, he got bumped earlier. Quit trying to act like you're not. You were a shooter. You were a shooter. But when it comes to stuff like that, you need to close your mouth. You have no idea what you're talking about. That was a foul. You can't hook somebody, can't wrap your arm around them, but that's something you've never done because you were a shooter, great shooter. Not going to deny you that. But as far as scoring, being able to take somebody off the dribble, that wasn't you. That's a foul. He hooked him. Clear as day. When I saw the arm around, I go, yeah, that's a foul. Because my first thing is when you watch it in fast motion during the game, I'm like, what is he doing? That should have been and one. And when you look at it again, nope, hooked him. Oh, well, he bumped him first. That should have been initial. No, he hooked him. He bumped him and he left him right there, and he hooked him. Now, if he'd have bumped him and he fell off at the first, then yeah, you could possibly have an argument for a foul. But when you wrap him and you hook him the way he hooked him, that is an offensive foul. And he just stuff like that. You know, these guys, they get on TV and it just drives me nuts. Of course, the Bulls beat the Pacers. Beat the Blazers by 1. But it's stuff like that that wears me out with these guys. Dude, you know, you have a nice little deal and you do good, but don't try to comment on stuff that you have no idea about. It's like our Thunder broadcasters talking about a push shot. There's no such thing as a push shot. By the way, there's a thing called a teardrop, which we did the other night. SGA, that's called a finger roll. It's not called a scoop. It's a finger roll. Those are things that you can't comment on if you don't know about them. You have to have that in your game. But our announcers aren't very good. They just aren't. They're middle of the road, and I don't know if the Thunder ever expected us to be on TV to do all the things, but I don't listen to us. In fact, at the beginning, we hardly ever listened to it because we were always on TV. When we had Kevin and Russ and Harden, we're always on TV, so I didn't have to really listen to these guys. And plus, I never listened to them anyway. I never watched whatever we had before FanDuel. I never watched Esteballis. Never watched that stuff. Fox before that. I never watched that. And then once I started doing my show and I had to listen to them, I'm like, these guys are terrible. What are you talking about? But once again, if you don't have the knowledge of what shots are, you can't comment on them. So you try to be cute and try to come up with names. You make yourself look stupid to people like me who understand the game. We can't take you seriously at all. What you should do is go back and study and understand what shots are what. You got a once in a generation player in SGA. You got to know what a finger roll is. You know what a scoop move is. You got to know what the reverse is. You got to know what a teardrop is. You got to know what a floater is. These are things you need to know as an announcer so you can educate your public instead of coming up with something called a push shot, which any basketball player knows there's no such thing. Oh, well, iHeart calls it that. Well, iHeart ain't never shot a ball until now. He's just now scoring. You going to take it from somebody from another country? You're the only announcer that does that. And then one announcer might do it every now and then and think, oh, shit, I screwed up. You never hear it again. Our announcers do it 5 or 6, 7 times a game. It's a floater. I posted on my page, this is what a floater looks like back then. It looks the exact same way it has from the time basketball started. People start shooting floaters. A floater is a floater is a floater. It doesn't change. Your hand is flat, the ball's in the air. You're not pushing it. It's a floater. It floats over the top. It's not pushing the ball. This is a push. That's a floater. The hand goes up, the ball goes up in the air. A push shot goes this way. A floater goes in the air. So there's no such thing as a push shot. I just can't. I so wish that I know they purposely did that listening to Pinto on WWLS, you can't do it because they're 10 seconds ahead and it drives you crazy because you can't watch the game and listen to him, even though he's fantastic, listen to him over these two. It's hard. It's hard to listen to these guys. Plus, he's giving you nuggets that they don't. But of course, it's TV versus radio, so he has to give you more information and be more descriptive than they are on TV. And as what's bad is when you're on TV, it's really harder than radio to me because I've done both. And to me, TV is harder because you have to be more talented because somebody just saw something. So you have to explain to them what they just saw and how it happened. Versus radio, you can just kind of go, oh, da 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 da. They're not there, they're only listening. So you're not seeing it. So play by play and color commentary is a lot harder on TV because you just saw it. So if you're not knowledgeable and you don't know what you're saying and you're not calling it right out, you're going to look like a dumbass. And it's frustrating to me because I'm like, guys, you should be better than this. Go study. Understand you got a generational player. Know what a scoop move is. Know what a finger roll is. Know the difference between a push shot and a teardrop. Going, oh, that was a good shot. Yeah, you don't know what it's called. It was called a teardrop. I had to just talk about it on my show because that's what it was. Casey Wallace did a teardrop. And then it was a couple games ago when iHeart fouled somebody, knocked into him. It should have been an and one. But when they replayed it, no, iHeart pushed him. Yeah, it's called a teardrop. It's different than a floater. You got to know the difference. You got to know the terminology. But once again, that's why you're on Thunder TV. And, you look at what we have to offer here. People aren't knowledgeable. The stuff that you get away with here, you can't get away with in Philly. You can't get away with in New York. You can't get away with in L.A. or Chicago. You can't get away with it. They will call you an idiot. You'll get fired. You'll get beat up. Why? Because they're knowledgeable. They understand the game. They understand what terminology is. You can't come up with nonsense. Can't. You look like an idiot. But of course, you're in Oklahoma where people don't know. Well, some people know, but the majority don't because they're football fans. Now, you come up with the wrong analogy in football, you get crucified. You'll get crucified all day, every day. So, that being said, I'm out of here. I'm getting ready to get off the air. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's Thursday. Thunder play tomorrow against the Jazz. We don't know what that is. In fact, let's do the NBA standings real quick before we get out of here so everybody know what's going on. In the West, the Thunder 15-1, the Nuggets right there at 11-3. Winners of one in a row. They won last night. We've won 7 in a row. Rockets. I tell people the Rockets are coming, guys. The Rockets are getting there. With Kevin Durant and Şengün, they're monsters inside. It's going to be a tough thing. They're not going to be anything to be dealt with. You're going to have to watch out for those guys. You really, truly are. You have to watch out for them. They've got a squad. And I said, to me, they're a bigger obstacle to the Thunder than the Nuggets are to me. Okay. The Lakers 11-4 got LeBron back, but Luka's still doing what Luka does. LeBron is just an afterthought, even though they love him. I mean, I like LeBron, but as soon as he leaves, I can wear my Lakers stuff again. I'll be very happy about that. Spurs 10-4 without Wemby. We'll see what they're going to be able to do without Wemby and what's going to happen. But De'Aaron Fox will be a lot more happier. He'll have a bigger role. But they're not going to win without Wemby. That's a fact. T-Wolves 10-5, sticking in right there. Winners of 2. Suns 9-6. I'm interested to see them in person without KD and without Bradley Beal. And it's weird that how Bradley Beal had a no trade clause in his contract, and he decided to waive that to go to the Clippers. That's where he decided to go. Thought that was funny. But, he was in D.C. forever, and he goes, I'm going to Phoenix where it's warm weather. I'm not going back to the cold, and I'm going to go to L.A. So that's what he did. The Warriors 9-8, losers of 2. They're what they're doing is they're old. Their run is come and gone. They're done. Jimmy Butler, they thought was going to add to it, but he's another old guy. They just can't. I mean, he's a beast, but it's just not there. Blazers, they're a scary, scary young team. They really are. Without their leader, they're still fighting and fighting and coming after people. Losers of 4 in a row. Jazz 5-9, losers of 1. Eastern Conference, I talked about this at the beginning of the year. You better watch out for those Pistons. They were my surprise team. I said, you got to watch out for them. With Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham, you got to have a big and a little, and it's like the Thunder. We've got a big in Chet, and we got the little in SGA, and then we got the medium in J-Dub. So, we have everybody talking about they're looking to get 3. All you really need is 2, but 3 works. But we have more than that. And I love our Thunder team, and I love what we are bringing to the table. Raptors 10-5 in second place. They are the surprise team. Did not see them coming. Did not. But they're 10-5, winners of 5 in a row. Knicks are just still trying to figure out the coaching with Mike, their new coach, Mike, and just trying to figure out Mike Brown, figure out what they're going to do with him. Cavs 10-6. They get everybody back, they'll be fine. Now where they're probably 2-3. They're the team that's been the shocker to me. It's been the Magic 8-7. I thought they were going to be a lot more competitive than what they have been thus far. Hawks 9-6, winning without. Well, they're about right. I think they're doing the same thing with Trey. I think they may have been a little better if Trey was there. Maybe 10-5, 11-4, maybe with Trey. There are probably a couple wins in there they may have had with him as their leader. But the fact that they're winning without him says a lot about what they're doing and what kind of roster they have, the depth with Porzingis and what they're doing there. The Heat 9-6. The Heat is they're a well-run organization, top to bottom, ownership, president, coach. They're well-run. They just don't have enough talent. The Bulls 8-6. The Bulls, since they made that move, they haven't been the same. What did Michael Jordan say? Rebuilding the Cubs, they've been rebuilding 40 years, no guarantee. They've been rebuilding since, was that 98? So was that 98, 2008, 2018? So 27 years they've been rebuilding, and they haven't rebuilt yet. Sixers 8-6, Celtics 8-7. The Sixers, I just didn't think anything about them simply because of the simple fact that Tatum, he's going to be gone this year. The Sixers. Injury prone. I just didn't see that. I just didn't. It didn't. When I looked at it, I'm like, okay, whatever. Then I heard the games tonight, and of course there's an NFL game tonight, so that's probably why the NBA doesn't mess with Thursday nights, is for the simple fact that you do have NBA games, so why would you even try, NFL games, so why would you even try to do that? Why would you even try to have NFL game tonight? You know what I'm saying? NBA games going against NFL. That's just crazy. That makes no sense at all. Let's see. Anyway, so we have the Clippers at the Magic tonight. Of course, that'll be not on our FanDuel, but on the other FanDuel. It won't have ours on there, of course, but it will have theirs on there. It won't have ours, of course, tonight. And remember, tonight you have the Bills and the Texans. The Bills are -5.5. Over under is 44.5. Over the Texans are +5.5. They're in Houston. So that's why you don't really have big games tonight. But if you want to, if you're in your area, you can watch it. If you're not, the only game that we can watch out of our area tonight is the Hawks and the Spurs, because there's no other games. I think because even on NBA League Pass, I don't know if you can even watch it on that, because I tried to go up and look on NBA League Pass on because I have that with my Prime, and couldn't find any games tonight. That was the only game I could find was on NBA TV. Tonight was the Hawks and Spurs. Kings, Grizzlies, Sixers, Bucks. Kings, Grizzlies. Let's go Clippers, Magic. Clippers, even though the Magic are -5.5, I don't see them doing. They're still trying to figure out, I guess, with the addition of Bane, trying to figure out who they are, it looks like. And I don't think they figured that out. It doesn't seem they've been able to figure out who the hell they are yet. So, but the Clippers, let's want the Clippers to lose, because who do we have? We have their unprotected pick. So we do want them to continue to lose. So we want the Magic all day, every day. Kings, Grizz. Kings on a back-to-back night. The Grizzlies, Ja Morant, that whole group, that's whatever. All right. Let's go for the Kings. I don't know if they can beat the Grizzlies, but I don't know if Sabonis is playing tonight, but let's go ahead and take the Kings. We're not Grizzly fans, even though I do love Memphis. Do love the Peabody. Do love their barbecue and stuff they do have there. I'm not going to say that. Sixers, Bucks. How are the Bucks not favored at home against the Sixers? Giannis must not be playing. That's the only thing I can say. And that's the only thing I can say. I don't see that. But the Sixers do have way more talent with Edgecombe and Maxey. They do have more talent. There's no question about that. And then, of course, the Hawks and the Spurs tonight on NBA TV. If you want to watch that game, you can on NBA TV. And that's the game I'll probably watch tonight because I don't really care about the football. It's basketball season to me. So that's what I care about watching and what I'm going to watch. I'm not, football is, okay, it's great. But now basketball season's here. I could care less about any of that stuff. I want to watch basketball. It's what I like. It's what I want to see. And I'll watch football. If there's no basketball I want to see on, I'll watch it. But it's just not mine. That's the only sport that I do not have a professional team in. Got one in hockey, the Dallas Stars, baseball, Yankees, Dodgers, of course, and those are my teams. And, of course, the NBA, Lakers, Thunder. Well, now it's Thunder's Lakers, and then when LeBron leaves, it'll be back to Lakers, Thunder. So that's how I am, and that's the way I look at it, and that's the way I'm doing it, okay? So that being said, you guys have a fantastic day. Get some rest. Enjoy this rainy weather. Because rainy weather is it's just snuggling weather to me. It's what it is. It's snuggling weather. So you guys be good. Remember, 2020.